Yes, this is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is a review of Runaway, which is a short trek. It's all going to be together with Sweet Sorrow, so it's in Such Sweet Sorrow. So I'm going to list all. Runaway is about. It's a short trek. It's about Tilly befriends an alien queen who's a snarky 17-year-old like queen, and she likes sweets and ice cream, and she thrashes the mess hall. That's basically the plot. That somehow ties into Sweet Sorrows. So really, the short trek was nothing really. It was sort of a weird idea of I don't know if it was meant to be a reflection of anything from the previous Star Trek. I don't know if she was supposed to be from like from that era where Kirk encountered the snarky women or not, and the snarky queen on the planet. Might have been, probably not though. Anyway, so on to Sweet Sorrow 1 and 2. The first act of which is a lot of them deciding that they're going to build a Red Angel suit and send Burnham back. Well, they're going to have a fight with the Section 31 ships under the command of the bad guy. I forget his name actually, even though I just saw it. He's that memorable as a villain that he gets forgotten almost immediately. Kev or something. Anyway, so yeah, they basically the plot of the two episodes, the finale, season finale, is that they build another suit. They try to self-destruct the Discovery, and that leads to that. So they're evacuating the Discovery in the beginning, after presumably they built the suit. Then that didn't work, so because the computer somehow fought that off, sort of like the M5 computer, kind of, but didn't destroy the crew afterward, which is weird. Then there were shots of torpedo going through the Enterprise unexploded, which was very similar to an old Voyager episode. There was and an old Star Trek. There was there was a lot of emotional setup for the various crew members leaving the ship, and stuff like that, which didn't pay off because they didn't end up leaving the ship. They all actually turn around and head back to the ship to fight in the battle. Well, the Enterprise and most of the Enterprise crew fights as well in this fight with the drone ships from the bad guy. The script bad guy who was apparently Borgified, but not really a Borg, by the nanoprobes of the control. So he's a Borg king, kind of. He's the Nomez from Silly in Space. Only I think the Nomez, as far as making fun of old bully from Pine Hill days, and Jamie Massey. At least with the Nomez, he was a little more fleshed out in Silly in Space and stories, and he had a motivation that he liked the character, the villain liked to lie in the stories, right? So his motivation was purely self-centered. He wasn't out to destroy the universe. He just wanted to be important in the universe. He was very egotistical, wanted to be important. Different kind of villain, more like Harry Mudd from season 1, actually. But yeah, so we have this weird. Yeah, I watched the Egg Reel too. It was okay. But yeah, they have a fight with the bad guy. The control guy eventually, the torpedo gets into the ship. That happens. The Red Angel, the Burnham version of the Red Angel that has the signals, which they said was Burnham. So it is Burnham. She goes back and activates the signals in the past, so that she can turn off the control thing in the future somehow. even though the mother is the Red Angel in all the other instances. So that really doesn't make any sense. If she's the one going there to see the angel, is she her or is she another one? Yeah, and what did that accomplish? They didn't really explain that. Partly because they got the idea from some of these video games like Eve and stuff, and Destiny and stuff. They didn't get it really from Starcrackers. They got it from it's the AI tech suit thing from these other games that they stole it from, and stories. There was stories too, but there's also a Red Angel book series that has nothing to do with it. That's not us either. It's more like the Eve, the Macross Evil Queen thing, the Sharon Apple from Macross, something like that. That'd be the evil AI kind of thing. Yeah, it does beg the question: why would an AI destroy all sentient life to evolve? You think it would then not have anything to evolve into? Didn't make any sense. Presumably, she replaces her mother's character in space-time, because now she's gone back and done these things in the past year and come back to the future. And the Discovery then fights back, and the Kaminars show up in Barath fighters. It doesn't make any sense. Not even to Saru, who's like, how did you learn how to pilot a fighter? Did you learn how to do that? What? The Klingons, the Klingon Chancellor lady shows up and offers to help, and the other guy goes over there, and Tyler goes over there, thus breaking the cover that he was dead. He's obviously not dead anymore. So the fake cover is gone. Because Burnham goes back as the Red Angel again, she changes it so the control guy has to go to Discovery and fight the 3 female attackers, including the Terran lady. So he's basically beating up on women. He's being misogynistic. They're kicking his ass, but still, that's misogynistic. They eventually defeat him, trap him in the spore drive chamber, which he tries to break out of. And he apparently at that point is so enraged he doesn't realize he's a nanobot machine thing, and he can inhabit the spore drive. He could totally do that and just escape, but he forgot, I guess. And so, he gets defeated. He melts in the spore chamber. The princess also helps to make a brain machine thing, a Matryoshka, a little miniature one to hold the time crystal thing. The lithium crystal reaction restructuring is mentioned, even though it shouldn't be yet, because Next Generation had that, and they didn't have the technology yet. Next Generation, it's only supposed to be 2257. Now they launched Discovery into the future, 930 some years into the future, to prevent the. I guess they could now stop the mother character from going back, at which point she would never do it. It'd be a paradox. It's sort of a grandfather paradox, but it's kind of the other one. It's kind of the destination paradox, predestination paradox. But yeah, sure, the Enterprise is done up like somewhere between the Pike era and the Kirk era. There's red alert lights on the sides. It looks very cool. It's a small. Looks like it's a redress of the other bridge that they just made it. They did it new, but they redressed it. Yeah. Yeah. So that was the whole thing. That was this is the final one. We got through Star Trek Discovery, Treks. And in the Cillian version, the Cillian story takes place at the end of season 2. with right about now. And the Discovery crew in Cillian space is not headed into the distant future yet, at least in the first story. And all the characters are rescued. Apparently, Stamets is injured and he's in a coma, and they rescue him. And they rescue him in the Cillian version. And the Red Angel is the mother and the daughter, just like in the Cillian version too. Because we figured, hey, we're gonna do our parody version is the Red Angel. Totally works in this story and makes more sense in the Cillian version. But yeah, Starcrackers is the solar system. Space Vanguards is the solar system. There's a Matryoshka sort of thing. There is one of those nesting doll computer core sphere things, but that's different. The Greisen Obje, the shape changer maker thingy, and other things. Yeah, so. So all in all, parts of it work. The Discovery show. The second season is better. Anson Mount is a better captain than Lorca. Anson Mount is Pike. They do show the other version of Pike where he's in the wheelchair and all burnt from... which they did in the original Star Trek in the Menagerie because they got a different actor and they just put him in the wheelchair to make him look like a different guy by radiation burns. But he doesn't actually get the burns at the end of this episode. It's just that's later on. Not sure when that happens. Spock does shave the beard off in the last. So, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. That's Discovery. This is a little longer because it's 1 and 2. And I think I pretty much went into everything. Sure. And that's the end. So, I binge watched Star Trek for the last week. I'm done with it. Yeah, so